what's going? Hello? Anybody here? I don't know. Like I went on, but I don't know if it's actually went live or not. It's not really showing me. Am I live? Anybody see? Anybody see this? Oh, here we go. Finally. Okay, maybe it's just working now. Sorry. Says you are on your live. Hello. Woo. Hope everybody had a good week, good weekend. I have not got anything turned on yet. I
Today is March 31st, 20.
Trying to get stuff ready and got stuff
Sorry.
got stuff out of the from the show this last weekend. Me and Pops went out. Cool. Everybody's starting to come in. Everything's starting to come up. I hope I can get my earbuds in. I found them, so that's good. And anyway, so sorry about that. But we went to the East Tennessee. We went to this. This is the next one they're having. This we went to the East Tennessee Diecast and Toy Extravaganza in other side of Knoxville. Me and Daddy went to that, and then after that we went by Ponies in the Smokies, which is a big Mustang event, and which is pretty cool. Um, we mainly went by and gonna go see. I don't know if y'all ever watch him. We saw Sleeper Dude there. He's another YouTuber, and because I'd met him a couple years ago, and we went by there, and also got a chance to talk and meet with Steve Saleen. If you know who Steve Saleen is, he's Saleen Mustangs and the Saleen S7, and so when I went and did that after we did the Hot Wheels show, this is what we picked up at the Hot Wheels show. But after we did that and we went over there and done the Ponies and the Smokies after the toy show, and then got a chance to do that. So I'm going to put that video out this week first. Then we're going to go. Then this show will be coming on soon right after. Uh, but we'll go over what we ended up picking up. Let me get caught up in the chat, and then we'll go over some of the stuff that me and Pops ended up picking up this weekend at the toy show. Let's see who's all here now. Okay, my wife Pops is here. Mid-Century Monster Shay, hello. Yep, we see you. Awesome. Carol's here. How you doing, Carol? Tool Time, hello. Ron and Teresa, hi. How's everybody doing? Awesome. Joe Pa, hello. How's it going? 123. I mean 126. I'm sorry. Awesome. I'm glad to see everybody here. Um, so really cool this weekend. We went to a Hot Wheels show. Actually, the one in it was East Tennessee Diecast. It's a diecast and toy collector show, and we went by there. Let's see who's some other people. I'm here. What's up? Chris says. Ron, what's up? Lucky you guys have all the good shows over you. We did have an awesome show. I found some killer pieces for my collection that I never would have dreamed of. I've never been to this show before. I might have been a couple of years ago, but I hadn't been in a long time. And this was a great show, and I couldn't believe some of the stuff I ended up picking up. But I'll go over that here in a second. I'm seeing who's all here. Looks like Ron's here. Looks like Ricky's here. What's up, Ricky? Um, Everybody saying hello. So anyway, right off the bat, there's so many cool things I picked up, but I'm gonna have to show you my favorite pickup of the whole show, because if I wouldn't have come out with anything else, I would have been satisfied. And y'all know I love eras. Some of y'all tell what the era is on this car. Obviously, y'all know that's the Beanie Bandit's my favorite red line. You know, my favorite Blackwall is the Hot Bird. Check out the this car and tell me what the error is on it. And that is killer. And well, anyway, this right here was my favorite find. And if I wouldn't have found nothing else, this was worth the whole trip right here to me. So yeah. So Chris got it there. I brought another one so you can see it. The one I just picked up is the one on the bottom. It has all large wheels on it, where the regular one has regular wheels on top. On the front, all large wheel. And I was tickled to death to find it. I actually got one in the package too, so you can see what package it come out of. But all large wheel, and of course, you know me and Eris, and I could not stand not buying them. So I couldn't believe it. The guy had it in a box. I dug through the box. You'll probably see it on the video. I hope I've got all that on video. I think I did get it on video. Digging through the box, I'm pretty sure I did, but $3. My favorite find of the whole weekend. But I've got some really cool stuff I have to show you. So we'll go get started on some of this stuff over here, and we'll start going this way. Let me check up with the chat real quick. Um, Large wheels look awesome. Appreciate it. Kind of ready to race. Awesome. All big wheels. Yep. Looks cool on all bigs. It's kind of crazy. Tire size. I'm not 100% sure what the tire size on that is. Looks pretty clean also. Yeah, it's not too bad, but I mean, I'll take them when they're like that all day long. Here's another piece I never would have thought I would have got. I should have brought out my other number one. I just had it the other day. I've just got it close. This is the number one, old number 5. And there you go. This is on, let me turn this, let me open it up so y'all can see a little closer. This is on the experimental card. Y'all remember when they first started numbering, they made a really short run of these and then really quickly they took these off. So this is experimental card. Does have a little spot there, got a little crease right here, but that piece I never would have thought I would have put with the other number one. So now I have the number one, old number 5. You can see right there on the back, number one, old number 5. And so anyway, tickled to death to get that piece to put into the collection. It does have a little staining right there with a sticker residue. I might try to clean that up a little bit, but it does have a little crease. But just tickled to grab that piece. So that was another piece that if you wouldn't have found nothing else, it would have been great just to have one. So anyway, so that was the next piece that I found. It was just unbelievable, I thought. I mean, when I say unbelievable, I mean it's like you might find that stuff, but it's, you know, few and far between to find like a number one, to find that error in the bottom of a box, you know, stuff like that. Just a weekend. Oh, let me look what it says. I'm sorry. Looks pretty clean also. Just a weekend. Think might be best error for a while. Yeah, I love the errors. I did buy some more errors, by the way. Basically from here, it's all errors, which is cool. James here, how? What's going on, James? Katie says slowed down. We cannot see the variation. Never seen that card. Yeah. So I'll move on around because I got some more really. I got a couple other really cool pieces I needed for the collection. Um, this this right here, I didn't have any of them. So this is a workhorses. It says it's all metal except for the back. This back part right here is plastic. Looks like there's a set of 4 of them out there. I'm sure that some of y'all might have them out there, but this is the first one of them I've had, and this one evidently Mattel let them use their name, but Arco Toys made these. These aren't, you know, I guess Mattel let at least them to make them for them. There's the set, but I didn't have any of these yet, so I went ahead and picked one up. Thought it was really cool. So I'll be on the lookout for those. Let me go back to when those come out. I can't remember. It says that this expires in 1993, so this probably come out in 92 on the mail away. And then right back here, Daddy had found me a one of these. It's actually a shell truck like this, but it's in a foreign package. Um, Remember, it was called Roadhawks or something like that. I'll have to find it. But we walked in, this was sitting there while we were looking, and this was sitting there on top, and this says Mighty Rigs. It's big shell. All this is metal. The door's open on this. This comes off evidently. It's got a hook under the bottom, but I hadn't seen these Mighty Rigs before in this size, but it's got one more. It's got a champion on it, so I'm gonna try to find that one to finish up the set. And it looks like it's from 1993 there, and that's another Arco Toys. So anyway, some of y'all might collect these out there, but I am looking for the match to this one, so that's really cool. I don't know if any of y'all seen that. Y'all let me know in the comments. It needs to do a little cleaning on it. I guess because it's just been, been stored like that or whatever. But thought that was cool, so I picked that up, which was something I was surprised that you don't hardly ever see it, but especially in that scale. So I was tickled to add that to the collection also. Let me get back on the chat and we'll keep on moving down through here. We'll move on around. Let's see what it says here. Looks pretty clean. Let's see. Sorry. Uh, Never see that card yet. You have Teresa's attention now. What's going on? I had to get the bang out. We're getting warm down here. I don't know if it's warm where you're at, but then this moves me over to, I'll just go ahead and cover this because I'm sure it'll fall when I go to move that box. But I like collecting the old cars pieces. Y'all probably know I did my son's room in cars back whenever he was little, and so everything when I find the old car stuff, I end up picking it up. And this right here is actually a calculator. I don't know if it works or not, but I thought it was super cool. Trying to find the year on this one because I couldn't find a year. Just says Pixar cars, but I know this was an older release because you can see that. So, but anyway, never seen that before, so I went ahead and picked that up. Thought it was cool. And then this right here is a Harry Hurdles Chop Cycle box, and here's the flap on it. I unfolded the flap. Flap's pretty good shape. Box is not the perfect, but it is pretty nice for display. I should be able to do a white wipe on a lot of this and hopefully get some of the dull off of it. There's the back of it. A lot of y'all might remember the Chop Cycles Harry Hurdle set. Well, I didn't have this box that I could remember, so I went ahead and picked it up while I was there. I couldn't pass it up. It's not perfect, but at least it will suffice in the collection once I get it cleaned up a little bit. I get it shaped and clean that front end up. I want to eventually get me one of the heat shrink things, the plastic heat shrink. So whenever I shape these boxes and I get them kind of cleaned up a little bit, I can put some heat shrink on them. Sorry. Anyway, I'll try to prop that back up there. But anyway, try to get that, cleaned up, kind of straightened out. What you do on these, or at least what I do, is I'll find a box that's just slightly smaller than this one and then, cut it in. And if you can't find one, you just build one that's really tight on the inside, slide it in. It'll kind of keep the shape and it'll blow it. And that way you can clean it back up, bring the straps. And then, of course, I'll heat shrink it, hopefully after cleaning it, and then put it up on the shelf to, so you can enjoy it like some of the other stuff. I've got stacks of them. I'm going to have to figure out a way to really, because I've not even got through probably 1969 up to 70 or so over there, and I'm already running out of room. So got a lot of track sets to, may have to go down this wall here. I don't know yet, but we're hoping to get there. Let's see what everybody's saying. Anything y'all want to talk about, just throw it in, but I'll keep on going around the stuff that we ended up picking up. So anyway, we ended up picking up that for the collection. I needed that box. Uh, then here's something really cool. Daddy picked this up. I think he found this, and he found one other thing for a dime. That's Yoshi riding a motorcycle. I thought it was kind of fun. Let's see if I can get it to come in there. I don't know if it will or not. There's a lot of stuff in the background that's shining. Sorry. Anyway, Yoshi riding a motorcycle. I'm sure it's like a McDonald's toy or something, but it's super cool. Um, so I ended up putting him back here right now, and then I'll grab the other thing he bought for a dime was this. And if y'all saw my video from the last, I think it was the last Hot Wheel video, I'd picked up another one of these record breakers. This is a Burger King toy, and Daddy happened to pick this one up. So that's pretty cool. This is like the Corvette version of the toy. I used to have the real versions of these when I was a kid. So kind of, these are 1989. So kind of cool. Y'all might remember that. But anyway, he ended up finding those, this and that, and picked those up, which is awesome. He also got me this, which was really cool. So he got my first big one. I'll have to find it for next week, and we'll try to get it out so you can see the difference. Because I got another shell one. It's a different color. I think it's got the red tanker, but it's a lot older than this one. So, but anyway, I'll try to get it out for next week. Um, anyway, we'll just keep going and see if anybody's saying anything. If y'all want to, put anything y'all want to chat about, just put it in there. So we'll keep on moving down through here. Of course, the guy had the Back to the Future truck there. I had a guy that said he was wanting one, so I ended up picking this up. Got a good deal on it. Nothing major there. This was the 2023 release. This was not the. I think there was an older release that's worth a little bit more, but still getting harder to find. So I picked that up. Here's another piece that I believe I'm going to have to take it out of the package for y'all to see. I think everybody, or not everybody, but I think most people probably knows what the significance of this car is, maybe. Um, this is the rare paint over of the Moon Eyes. Whenever they painted the Moon Eyes black one, and they put the Beatles livery over it. And let's see if I can get it in there where y'all can see the Moon Eyes sticking through right there above the rear wheel. See if I can get it to come in at all. Sorry. Let me see if I can I might have to turn the light on or something. Why won't that come in? There it is. And if you look right above the rear wheel, you can see the Moon Eyes sticking out right there. There you go. There's a better shot up if you can see it there. Anyway, that's what everybody's looking for, is that, see the Moon Eyes sticking right above the back wheel tire right there. That means this was a repaint over one of the black Moon Eye cars. And if you put this in against the other one, I should have brought a regular one over there. This one you'll notice a little bit darker because I guess it's over the black. But that's very cool. So that's a piece that if you're looking for variations, this is one of the rarest, like real variations that come out. And really it's just a repaint over the black, but there's been a lot of repaints over the years with Hot Wheels, you'll notice. And this was one of the pieces that I was glad to find another one of. So then I picked up the Pantone, of course. And then the Pantone was awesome because it's orange and white. I probably should have bought a couple of them. Guy was really reasonable on his price, but I went ahead and I ended up making a deal to buy this, I think the Back to the Future and the extra large over there. But anyway, that's the Pantone Cool Combi. I'll have to open that. I'm going to have to do a video on just opening. I got quite a few things to open. Also picked up some Uno playing cards for Hot Wheels, and I actually ended up getting 3 packages of these. So one pack I'm going to open to use, one pack I'm going to leave in my collection, one pack I'm going to put in our giveaway. So this is what I picked up from the last show that I thought was kind of neat, and I'll put that in our giveaway just because it's something different. And if you want to play them, it's Uno, brand new, and I ended up buying 3 packs. So I got a pack for me to play, one to put up, and then one to give away in our giveaway. That's a multi-giveaway, whatever you want to call it. I'm putting something from every show into a giveaway, and then I'll give that away at the end of the season. So just a little something extra. Um, so then I've been wanting to grab the extra large, and I went ahead and picked up this extra large here. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna get a couple more of these, uh, just because I want to open a couple of them. So I ended up picking those up, picking that up. I got a good deal on that. I think the guy was wanting $8 for it, so that's the only one he had left, or I would have bought a couple more for that price probably, because I think they're like $5.50 in the store after you pay taxes. So let's see what's going on. Carl, what's up? Found my 3-car set of Matchbox Star Cars collection with the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Haven't been able to see all your collection. Wondering if you have that one. 3-car set of Matchbox Star Cars. I do not have. I don't know if I've got that one or not. Tell you the truth, Carl. I've got a lot, but I don't really know if I've got that one or not. Tell you the truth. I'll definitely have to look and see. Um, I'll have to look and see. I really don't know. I do have the Ertl set, but they're not Matchbox. I got the Ertl set from Smoking the Bandit 2 that I was putting together. Uh, I don't remember if I've got that one or not, but I don't. I, I apologize. I don't know. Cool combis look good. I appreciate that. Yeah, I thought they looked pretty cool too. Um, so let's see where we were at. Okay, let's go to the eras. So this first one is not really an era. I know that you can just, if you shook this and dropped it hard enough, it would fall like this. But since the whole top is see-through almost on this thing, I thought it looked really cool like that. So I'm going to put this one over here close by. It's kind of just sideways in the package. Not really an error, I know, because you drop one and they can go like this. But since it's this card and you can see all the interior, I just thought that was a cool look. So I went ahead and picked that one up. So cool. So I grabbed that. Just like I said, this is more of just to put up with my other stuff. This one actually says Smokey and the Bandit on door of the T-top. That's cool. Now that's cool. I don't know if I've got that, to tell you the truth, Carl. I will have to go and look, but I don't remember. I know I got the Ertl ones, but I don't know if I've got a Matchbox one. I will definitely have to look and see. I've got them spread throughout everywhere. There's probably some in this. There's probably Trans Ams in this box right here. That's that box we've been talking about the last 2 weeks. I just left it out in case we wanted to go over it today. Got some more cool stuff down here if we need to, but he said, yeah, somebody had said something about the Silverado being misspelled on the bottom. I never did look at it. Yeah, it says Silverado there on the bottom. I'd heard about it, but like I said, I hadn't seen it. But has anybody found one that's not misspelled? I'm sorry. I don't know if you can get that chrome in very well. Has anybody found one that's not misspelled is be the biggest question. And if they have, then this might be, well, maybe the real spelling might be the better one. But that's cool. Feeble Deeble. Feeble Deep. I'm sorry. That's cool. Yeah. I'm just wondering whenever somebody finds one not misspelled, like if they do another run, they may fix it. And if it's a shorter run, which one will be, the harder to find? I don't know. But it's something to kind of look for. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I'd actually had forgot about it. First I'd heard about it, but I hadn't even really looked. I didn't even look till just now. So this one's definitely misspelled. So going back to these eras, thought this was super cool. This is a 80s Firebird in the blue card, number 256. But if you'll look in there, I let this focus. You see that piece, there's two knobs sticking down right there off the T-tops. And if I can get that to show you, you can see the two knobs in there. The whole windshield is not put in place. It's all pushed down because they didn't cut those. I believe those two knobs supposed to be cut off. Unless I haven't looked at another one to make sure maybe they were supposed to be in there and maybe the windshield just didn't get put in correctly. But I've definitely got to check. But for sure that the windshield is messed up. But I think it's because those two knobs sticking down because I think I would have remembered seeing it like that. But anyway, I thought that was super cool. Yeah, it's Tom. I appreciate it, Tom. Uh, I appreciate you bringing that up. But anyway, y'all can let me know. But I don't remember seeing it sticking down like that. But for sure, the windshield is not placed correctly. You can see the big gap in it and in there. But anyway, thought that was cool. So I try not to buy this era because I've actually got a couple of these already. This is an era that has happened quite a bit, and this is the Plymouth Barracuda. Y'all remember this come out uh, opening, metal base, metal everything. But if you'll look there, the steering wheel is laying in the bottom of the package. And I actually had showed this to two or three people, and then everybody looked at it. They thought it was cool. They talked about it a little bit, but then nobody bought it. So I just couldn't leave it sit. So I went ahead and picked it up. I thought, but I've already got a couple of these. So anyway, I just went ahead and had to pick it up though. So anyway, if you're looking for one missing a steering wheel or in the package, I'm pretty sure I have an extra because I think I've got a couple of those already. So, but I had to pick it up. Nobody else was I showed it to a couple people that showed a little interest, but they didn't pick it up. Then this, nothing crazy. It's the Zamax 55 Bel Air. You look at the front wheel there, they missed half the white on the front wheel. Nothing crazy, but it just stuck out like a sore thumb. And I thought that was cool, so I went ahead and picked it up. Nothing crazy. This is an awesome era right here. Uh, if you've not got a Father's Day to put next to it, it'd be hard for most people to see it. But if you've noticed if you know this car, that number 6 and those all side tampos are way low. That 6 should have been in the middle of the door. And you can kind of see the Hot Wheel tempo wrapping around underneath the bottom, and you can see the number wraps around under the bottom. So you can see that was the Father's Day 57 T-Bird from Kmart, $1.99. But the whole tempo is slid down on the side, so I went ahead and picked it up. And then I picked up the bread box there. It's supposed to have all white wheels, and it had black wheel on the front. It's got a little something in the package with it, but mainly it just don't have any white on the front wheel. And then that's the eras that I ended up buying. But of course, this right here still gonna be my favorite era, and I'm excited about that one. Uh, I don't know how to explain to find something like that. To me, it's like the perfect scenario that I find my favorite casting with an era like that, which is huge. So, but anyway, let me go back over here. James says 2026 is the 20th anniversary of Larry Wood Bone Shaker casting. Do you have the first edition or early version of it? I do have a couple of first editions somewhere. I've got the ones I've customized. I have to dig those out, but I'll definitely write down and see if I can dig some of those out for next week. I'm sure I probably got a few that I can pull out, but I know I got one of the very first ones ever come out. First thing I did was I took the wheels off of them, put white walls on it, basic white walls. I'm trying to find my pen in case you was wondering. I had it laying right here, and I must have dropped it somewhere. But anyway, I'm gonna definitely have to write down Bone Shaker to write for next week. And I've done lost. I thought my pen was right here. Anyway, well, I'll have to come back to that. But anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll definitely write down Bone Shakers. I did have all of them at one time up till when I decided to sell the Bone Shaker. That was a casting I collected for a while. Had every first edition. Had all of them up till whenever they made the variations, whenever they started putting the top on them, and then whenever they started putting the tops on them, that's when I quit collecting them, and then I ended up selling all the Redline Club pieces, but all mine were loose again. But I've got some eras. I know I've got an era somewhere with no skull and no the whole interior and everything's missing. The skull, the headers, and the interior's all missing. I know I have one of those somewhere. Oh, Melissa says, what's the error on the Hotbird? This is a all large wheel. That was my find of this weekend. Like I said, to find that all large wheel. That front wheel was supposed to be small, like that one. And once you see it, it's just crazy. It kind of reminds you of the, y'all remember the classics whenever they come out. The first couple of colors come out with all large wheel, and then they fixed it, but that wasn't supposed to come out with all large wheel. So that's really cool. Sorry if I'm behind in the chat. I was just trying to, I'm just going over some stuff. We'll finish up going over some more of this stuff here that I picked up, and then we'll go over the loose stuff, which I got some pretty cool loose stuff too. Um, all right. So sorry about that if I was behind in the chat. All right, so that's all the errors, and then I went ahead and picked up a few other things for my collection. I'll start with these, and I don't know if I'll be able to show these on here or not, but I know a lot of people know the variation of this with the white floorboard. Well, these both have a white floorboard, but this one has a white floorboard on one side and chrome on the other. This is on the driver's side, if you can see down in there under the steering wheel, and it's chrome on the other side. And this one's the exact opposite. It's chrome on the one side and white on the passenger side. And both of these must have come out of somebody's collection because these were both set next to each other. And as I went through the table and picked them up and looked, and I noticed one was, and basically, you know what makes the white floorboard is that they chromed it, and then some of the top didn't get chromed because they do the chroming process mostly for the bottom and it wraps around. Well, the chrome on the interior, you know, with that only having that, you can actually see the chrome. So that's what makes the white interior. But it's really cool to have a half the floorboard in white on one and half the floorboard in white on the other. Uh, so I picked those up. I'm keeping those for my collection. Very cool set. And if you'll look real close on this one, well, I thought there was one. I thought there you could see it. Maybe you can see it up there. There's a crack in the paint on the bottom one, I think it is, right there at the door. The whole paint, it's like they repainted it twice and it like didn't take and it cracked. But the main reason I picked these up was those, like I said, you say white floorboards, but this one, like I said, the floorboard's white on each other side. Sorry, I didn't mean to explain it 27 times, but kind of cool. And I got that for my collection. I picked this up because everybody's always asking me if I've got any extra VW bugs. So if I can find a bugs at decent prices, it's great trade pieces. And this is the Biff Bam Boom. This is the 5-spoke variation. There's a 5 and a 7, but there's with and without the Hot Wheel tempo. So if you ever find Biff Bam Boom without the Hot Wheel symbol on the 5 or the 7-spoke, pick them up. They're good pieces. 5-spoke will run 25 to 30, and the 7-spoke will run 60 plus, you know, because that's the hardest one on variation on this bug to find. But this is just the 5-spoke with the Hot Wheel tempo. But whenever I find one of these on a $1 or $2 table, I'm going to pick them up because of people always asking about the Volkswagen Bug. And it's in great, the box is perfect. I mean, some of these boxes got moved around a lot. Obviously, whoever's collection this was got them, put them in their collection, probably stored them and never looked at them again. That's what I'm guessing because it's that nice. And then, of course, a couple of other ones I picked up off the table there. All these, I believe all of them come off the same table. Was the mini trucks. The Biff Bamboo mini truck. This has got the razors on that one. Of course, this one also has a 3-spoke. And I want to think it may have a 5-spoke. I've had to remember all the variations on that one. And then this one at the bottom is the low and cool. And that one's super cool too. So I had to pick that one up, and you notice that one's got the red card. You'll find this one with a red and a blue card, but the blue card's a whole lot harder to find on this yellow truck because they only run these for like, I think it was 4 months, and then they switched over to the blue that everybody knew for a long time. And this one was one of the first ones, you know, was one of the first series that come in the red. But later on, they did have this in a blue card. So if you can find the blue card of this, Not saying that a lot of people collect it, but if it's a lot harder to find than this red card. Just a FYI. Some people may care, some people may not, but just a FYI, I don't know. So let's go back over to chat real quick, and then we'll move over to some of this bigger stuff and the loose stuff that I got, which is pretty cool. Or at least I think it is. I'll have to look at mine. Yeah, there. You look at the hot birds. They're pretty. If you collect the hot birds, you're going to see the classics. There's the chrome one, the red one. I don't know if the blue one. There was two colors that I know had all large wheel. What's this? Who's saying what? And Carl says I have a mixture of those cooters. Awesome. I had the Batmobile like the cooters. I had the Batmobile like the cooters. Rico Bobby collects the mini truck. That's cool. Yeah, I'll collect the mini truck too, and the Neil Nissan trucks. Um, Speaking of Batman, I don't know if we talked about this. I don't know what this come out of. I did not have this. It's got Bruce Wayne in there driving the Batmobile. Of course, this is Michael Keaton. This is the Batman that I grew up with. This says DC Comics 1989. I'm not for sure what this come in. I'm sure one of y'all probably know. Matter of fact, Tom probably knows because I think Tom collects a lot of Batman. I'm not 100% sure. But y'all might be able to know what this come out of. But I thought it was cool. So I just went ahead and picked it up. It hadn't been cleaned up yet. I'm going to try to clean it up. I just thought it was cool that had him, Bruce Wayne driving it there, Michael Keaton. So I had to go ahead and pick it up. But if y'all know what that come out of, let me know. I thought it was really cool. And I already went over this one. And then this one I just could not pass on. I think a lot of people probably remember these. What got me is, of course, I had a black one of these exactly like this, but it was black. And this was one of the Tonka cars, and this was made in Japan. It says made in Japan right there, Tonka. I don't know the year. It doesn't say the year. It just says Tonka Corporation patent pending. But y'all remember these. These were the ones that you revved up. And then you hit the button on top, and it makes the wheels go. And this one still works. But what got me is I remember having this exact one, but it was black when I was a kid. But then the stickers on the side, I just knew that that was something that I couldn't leave. Those stickers on the side just always get me, especially with like having the moon eyes and the hearse, got the bell helmets. And so y'all probably remember those. This side ain't as great shape, but when you're displaying it on one side, it looks good. So I think they had $3 on it. I ended up making a deal on a few different things, and that was one of them. And the Batmobile was in there on the deal. So, but that was really cool. So I picked it up, and then we'll get into the loose stuff that I picked up. Yeah, I remember the wheels on that Tonka. It says that's really cool. Yeah, I like the '66 Batmobile. I like the '89 too, but offhand, don't know where that come from. I appreciate it, Tom. I didn't know if you know or not. I know you collected the Batmobile, the older one. I'm sorry, but anybody knows what that come out of, y'all let me know because I'm gonna put it with my cereal that I got. I don't know if y'all remember the cereal that I picked up. That's got the cereal box with it's still in the cellophane with the little bust. And I would think this would be cool right in front of it to make a cool display somewhere, probably over there. I don't know. Anyway, just kind of was in my head. I thought it would be cool. So, speaking of 83s, I believe this was, I'm missing 183 now, and I believe I'll have them all. The 83 I'm missing is NFTH, but this was the one that come out of the 80th, the red there. And I ended up picking that one up. It was one of the few 83s that I was missing for the collection. So I think the only one that I'm missing as of current now is the NFTH to have all the 83s. And that's to have every 83 loose. And so thought that was cool. And I do like that they put it all metal on this one. And they did the details on the grill. So, but anyway, so I needed that. Check this out. I had to pick this up. I'm a sucker for all the camper stuff. And this is a keep on camping. Of course, the chrome on the wheels are missing, but the tampo is not too bad, and the paint is not too bad. But I had to go ahead and pick that one up. I thought it was awesome. And yeah, I just had to pick that one up. I thought it made a nice display, even if the chrome's missing on the wheels. It's still a good looking piece. So had to pick that up. Then we get over here to uh, let me lug this back up. Then we come over here to this piece, and y'all know that my favorite red line, I think most of y'all know my favorite red line is the Beatnik Bandit, and this was out of the last 16 car Sweet 16 set to come out in the chrome. And my buddy Frank had this one out on his table, and he ended up making a deal with me on that one because I just had to have that one. He was breaking the Sweet 16 up out of the red iodized, the last one that come out from the Redline Club, and this was that Beatnik Bandit. So, as far as I know, the only Beatnik Bandit that I know of, I mean, there's probably one or two out there variation wise, but the only one I know of for sure that I don't have is the other one that come in the Sweet 16 before this one, and I haven't been able to pick up one of those yet. But once I find one of those, I think I'll have most of them. So that's a real pretty piece, and I was tickled to pick it up. So, like I said, during the show, if I would have found that, I was done. That would have been like a major pickup at most any show, which was awesome. This number one was killer. And then this, I don't never, I mean, so I had a lot of awesome pickups. Then we'll keep moving on. Of course, we talked about the all large wheel. Then I picked this up and just couldn't pass it up. The shape uh, was there. Of course, this side, nothing crazy, crazy, but this side's a little bit off as far as the tempo goes. See, that one's flat. This one's going uphill. Nothing crazy as far as aerials go, but it is off centered compared to most. But the shape on it, I had to pick it up. So uh, let's get back to the chat and we'll go over the next row of cars and then we'll get back over. Anyway, I'm just going over some of the stuff that I got this week. I was super excited. It's a great show. Last two shows I've got, I mean, it's been awesome. Last couple of shows I've went to, a lot of cool stuff coming out. So, Simply Customs, what's going on, Eddie? Good evening. So then I had to pick up this. I know it ain't perfect, but for the price I paid, I had to pick it up. It's hard to, a lot of times it's hard to find a heavy Chevy, the Super Chrome Blackwall version. I know it ain't perfect. This side don't display too bad, but it's still rough, but I had to go ahead and pick it up. So anyway, I went ahead and picked that one up. The one piece that I did buy, we went to the Ponies and the Smokies right after the Hot Wheels show. We talked about that. The one piece I ended up buying there, I did buy there was this Fat Fender 40. It's gray hub Real Rider from a woman. She had everything in this tub, and she was like, anything in there was $5. I'm like, okay. So I dug through, and I ended up finding that. It's in really good shape. The thing that got me was I noticed there wasn't no Goodyear on the tires on the outside. And then if you look, some kid probably over the years either flipped those tires or something, or wanted it to look right, or whoever had this in their collection wanted it to look like that. So if you flip those back around, you'll have your Goodyear tires printed on the outside. So just thought that was interesting, and I just went ahead and picked it up. In good shape, like I said. Somebody probably just took um, somebody just took the tires, flipped them around. So if I want to put it back like normal, I'll just flip them back around. But I just kind of like it the way it is. So, and I've found it that way, so I can keep it that way, or I can flip it around. Not much, brother. Thanks for sharing. No problem. Um, I enjoy it. I mean, I'm not going to get to go to the convention. It's next week. Matter of fact, I'm sure Ron, Teresa, I'm sure some of y'all probably are getting ready to go. Um, oh, that reminds me, I did find a like 6 or 7 Hershey's funny cars, Hershey's Firebird funny cars. They're loose, so I don't know if it's something that somebody that's racing like Ron and Teresa might be interested in. But I've got about 5 or 6 of them laying over there somewhere in a box because I found them. I put them off to the side. So anyway, then there was a couple of Cal Customs out there. I know I've had a couple of people reaching out about Cal Customs. I hadn't had a chance to go through them yet, but I've not collected the Cal Customs. I did try for a little while, and then I sold a bunch of them, like because they were made in 1990, at the end of 1990, most of them. So I didn't have to collect them because they come out in 91. But I went ahead and picked that piece up. It's in pretty good shape there. And then um, I picked up this one. Of course, this one come out of the Wild Waves. It's missing the 2 surfboards, but it does have the uh, connection there. So I just went in and picked it up. It's dirty, but it's come out of the Wild Waves or whatever Cal Custom set. I think I've got it up in the shop somewhere, the set. But beautiful. It says, boy, we're going to miss you. I appreciate it, Ron. Yeah, me and my wife, we went back and forth a few times about just going because I hate missing it just to hang out with everybody. Of course, I like to video. I like to share it with everybody on here, on YouTube or whatever, but I enjoy going just so I can talk to everybody I never get to see hardly. So I'm hoping if everything works out and everything aligned that I might get to see everybody in California. That all has a lot to do with mainly Chris and making sure that everything works out on our schedules. But I'm hoping to get to go to California and I'm probably get to see a lot of people out there. So, but my next show I plan on doing, I don't know if we've got any coming up this weekend's Easter. I won't be doing anything this weekend. Um, and I think the weekend, I don't remember what the next show is. I know I'm going March the 2nd supposed to go to March 2nd into Kentucky. I'll find the information out and try to share it with y'all. I'm sure that I have it on my phone. Anyway, we'll finish going over these real quick. What's that say? Let's see. Carl Bob, we busted same brand new funny cars out. Busted some brand new funny. Yeah, these aren't new, so I don't know what. I don't think these are new. I think these were stuff that I was going to do something on customs back in the day, and because it's a Firebird, and I ended up not doing it, so I don't know, but I might send them to you or whatever. We'll figure it out, but I'll let y'all check them out, see if they're any good. Awesome Cal Customs. I've been looking for them, and I like to collect them. Yeah, I know you've reached out a few times. I hadn't had a chance to go through mine, but yeah, we'll go. That's the Wild Wave. It's missing the 2 surfboards. There's 2 like surfboards on top that basically snapped onto theirs. I'm sure somebody took them off for a custom or something back in the day, but that's what it looks like. But like I said, I've got one of these out in the shop. I'm not for sure if it's open or not. If it's open, we'll pull the car out. We'll look at whenever I pull it out. I'll write that down. As soon as I find my pen, I know I've got one somewhere. I was going to write down. Here's a Hot Wheels pen. Let's see if I can write down. I was going to write down bone shaker. Well, if we get the thing to write. Oh no. Well, you're not going to write for me today. Anyway, I got to find a pen. Bone shaker, and I'll write down Wild Wave. We'll see if I can find it. All right, so where we at? Have you checked out the new Pink Slips cars by Jada? Have you checked out the new Pink Slip cars by Jada? I have seen a few on I've seen some videos of a couple, and I've had some people send me some, but I haven't seen them like in person or anything. I'm sure they're pretty cool. I'm not sure which ones you're talking about, but they are pretty cool looking with that Spectre Flame pink paint on them. Open parts, awesome. So whenever they shut, I guess they shut where they look nice and closed up instead of like big gaps. I hadn't seen out yet in person. Like I've seen videos, but not in person. So I think it'll be cool. Teresa said she would use those funny cars. I figured she would, so I'll definitely get them to you somehow or another. I don't know. I don't know when it'll be next little bit. I have to go back and re-find them. I kind of put them in a side because I knew that y'all race, so I knew y'all would be interested in checking them out. And if they're no good, it's no big deal. I just, oh, awesome. You did some wheel swaps. I'm sure they look good. Um, Somebody said they did a pink, I know somebody showed me a pink, or maybe I saw it at the show and we talked about it. Somebody had a pink, Ecto 1, kind of neat. And they were telling me it was some kind of chase, but there for a little while, I think they were like everywhere. So I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all might know more about that stuff, especially you, Eddie. Um, so anyway, we'll get back and finish up these real quick, and then we'll move on because I need to get these open. And we talked about it, and I've had 2 or 3 people message me about going through those cars because I hadn't done it in the last two. Um, and then this right here is one of the very last. Whenever the color racers were going out, they started a. This was a little bit tougher to find. So if you're into color racers, you'll know this was one of the very last waves that they made in color racers. And to find this car it's pretty cool because you don't see this one hardly at all in color racers. I'm just telling you, if you see this one and you collect color racers, pick it up because this one may be better shaped than the one I had in my collection. It's got a few chips on it, but you don't see that one very often. Just a FYI. So I picked that one up. That's the double vision, um, and it still opens and everything. There's a few of them like that that's pretty rare that you don't see a lot. Of course, I picked up the Nissan hard bodies, 4x4s. I collect them, the mini trucks. There you go. Sorry, I'm trying to get that to come in. That was a T-Rex. I mean the Cheezosaurus. Remember the when you mailed away for the cheese one, and this was the Kool-Aid. Um, I had to pick those up. Just is what it is. Then there was an XV Racer there, and I don't remember having this one loose in this shape. I've got a few in the package, and I've got quite a few of them loose, but I don't remember having this paint job that actually says XV Racer on the side. I've actually got prototype to a couple of these, but I went ahead and picked that one up because it was such nice shape. And I think he had it priced at $3. I took the sticker off the bottom, but I think it was $3 on that one too. Um, I ended up making a deal to get quite a few different things, so not a lot into that, but and it's not worth a ton, but it's still a cool piece if you collect Hot Wheels and XV racers. There's only just one year that they released them. Then I don't usually buy customs at all, and he had it out this and out here, and it's a basically somebody took one of the gold bugs, I believe, out of the. You remember this one was in that 10 pack, and this was at the very top. I'm not 100% sure if that's it or not, but it sure does look like the same color. But somebody had customized it, put State Trooper on the side there. They painted the front end there, and they put State Trooper on that side. And it says State Trooper Paddy Wagon, all metal body, not a plastic one. And the inside even looks that color. So that's why I think they did that one out of the, what was the set, the 10 set that had that at the top. But anyway, $5. I could not pass it up for $5. I thought whoever did it did a pretty good job, and it's got a couple scratches and stuff on it, but I thought it was neat the way it looked with the state trooper symbol, so I went ahead and picked it up. So anyway, I'm trying to think. I believe that is pretty much everything that me and Daddy ended up picking up. I've actually got a couple things also. One thing over here somebody was asking about, and then we'll do the loose cards if y'all want to, because I told somebody already that I would do the loose cars, and I haven't yet. Oh yeah, the decade set. You're exactly right. The Dark Horse and Porsche. Oh, so you took the Dark Horse Mustang, and then you took the Porsche and changed the wheels on. No rush at all, he said. Awesome. Decade set. I'm glad you said that. I couldn't remember what it was. I think that's what it was. I think they took the tampo off and used it because you could see by the inside it didn't look like it'd been like repainted and stripped and repainted, but I don't know. I can't say 100%. But that's really cool. So anyway, that's what I ended up picking up. fantastic day out hunting for this stuff. So, you hardly, I mean, to find that much stuff in one show, last couple of shows, I've been pretty spoiled. Oh, yeah, before we get into these loose cars, because I already told everybody, there's a couple things I want to go over. One's back here, and this is what I just went to. Whoop, sorry, let me pick it up. Uh, this was the show I just went to. This was a great show. If you get a chance, the next one's Saturday, July the 25th. If you get a chance to go to this show, it was a great show. I'll have this video out probably not this week, it probably next week, but I'm hoping to have the Ford video out this week. So if you're into Mustangs, Ponies in the Smokies is your thing. It is nothing but Mustangs, basically. And I got a chance to see Steve Saline, and we went by basically to talk to and see Sleeper Dude. Kind of cool if you hadn't seen his show. He's into building cars and stuff, and he lives right here close in Tennessee. So pretty cool. And then this will be the next Hot Wheels show probably that I'll be going to. I don't know if any of them before then, but this is the Cousins Collectibles, and this one is actually pretty close here in Crossville, Tennessee. And free admission, free parking. There's all your information about it. This is a great show, and I actually did a video on this last year, so if you want to go back and check that one out to see what it's about, I got some really cool pieces there too. So anyway, and they have a car show there, and it's basically, you can see the car entry fee's $10. And so anyway, that'll probably be the next Hot Wheels show that I end up going to. FYI, found the 2011 release of the 67 Chevelle SS at the Toy Shack in Las Vegas while on vacation here That's cool. I like the Toy Shack. I've never been to the Toy Shack, but I talked to the guy that used to be on Pawn Stars at a couple of the conventions that I went to that he was at. I can't remember the guy's name. He was really, really cool guy. We hung out like half a night. If Paul's on here, I don't know if you are or not, Paul. I'm not trying to call you out. Paul would remember because Paul was there too. We all hung out with him. I can't remember his name. But I'm going to move some of this stuff real quick to the back here. And the main reason is because I know we're getting close to 9, but I did tell somebody I would open this. I had a couple people saying, when are we going to look at the car? And I had a person reach out asking me about this, and I'd actually bring it over here for that. This is heavy. I've got to get this hung somewhere. They asked about the Snake and Mongoose poster because I went over the posters. I think I went over them with y'all the other day live. It was a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago. And this is the Snake and Mongoose poster that is already in a frame. This thing super heavy. And I thought I would show it because somebody was asking about it. This is an original. You look right there, it actually says 1970 right there on the date. But this was actually in the plastic when I got it, and I ended up taking it out of the plastic and then, of course, frame. So, very cool piece. One of my favorite Snake and Mongoose pieces in my collection. That, and then, of course, the actual banner back there. Y'all don't see it right now, but I'm eventually going to fix it back up. It'll be on probably my garage door, and that's where it used to be. But I collect, just probably like a lot of y'all, I collect all Snake and Mongoose stuff, but everything I collect now is pre-90, so I've sold all of my 1990 and back now. Actually, I think Roberto bought almost all of it at the convention 3 years ago. Probably about 3 years ago now, and if you're here, Roberto, I'm not sure. But I took it all to the convention, and Roberto made me an offer I couldn't refuse on it, so I ended up buying it all. Steve from Many Things was also at the Ponies and Smokies. Talked about it a day or so ago. Awesome, cool. I only went Saturday, and I've been working on the video last or Saturday, and then I'm hoping to have it done, like I said, and have it out maybe tomorrow. It may be Thursday, but my plan is to start having videos on Thursday. but I want to get the ponies and smokies out because it's kind of relevant right now. So anyway, here's the box we talked about. We'll go through real quick. And here's some of the stuff that's in the very top. Like I said, I haven't went through these yet, so I don't know what all is going to be into here. Um, so right off the bat here, it looks like we do have we got some Matchbox laying right there on top. And then we get into I'll go ahead and pull them out and show them to you. It'll be all right. This is, I can't remember the name of this one. Can't remember the paint job on it. It's actually, it'll say probably on the bottom, but I can't remember what the name of this one was. Y'all probably remember the name of this. This says it's a Roll-O-Matic, right? So I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know what the name of that is. But anyway, it says it's a Roll-O-Matic, but I don't see it doing anything. Anyway, it's pretty rough. Found my Hot Wheels RC 66 Batmobile the other day, still boxed. That's cool. I've got a few of the I got the Firebird funny car. I got the twin mill, and I think there's one more. I've got 3 of the original funny, the remote control cars from the 90s up there somewhere. I think it was late 90s. I'll have to find those. Volkswagen. There you go. Well, this is cool because I don't remember when I was looking at these the other day having this blue one out, because I collect that casting. I think we talked about that in one of the lives one time too. Um, but that's the blue version. I don't remember having that. So that's pretty cool. And not for sure where the motor went. Yeah, the motor just fell out. Oh well, I'll find it whenever we get done here. Sorry, don't want to hold y'all up. Here's the Ford shell. That's pretty cool right there. Was that a little Escort or something? I don't know what that's doing in there. It must have been because of the Ford tampo or something on the top, or the shell tampo. I don't know though. I could have just bought this whole box, but I like the Dunlap. Pretty cool. Um, let's see what that says there. Uh, that's the other bug I want. Can't remember the name either. That one and the flying bug. I have the flying bug over there in good shape, and I think I've got a couple of colors of this somewhere in a better shape. This one just happened to be in there. This one's rough, but if somebody was a customizer, they'd probably want that casting because it's a pretty cool casting. And then, of course, you're talking about Trans Ams. That's a Matchbox Trans Am. But this actually, Matchbox Trans Am, this is the exact same one I had when I was a kid. And I may still have it over in my original box over. I'll have to look over and see. But I did remember having this whenever I was a kid. And I don't remember what year this come out. But I remember having this exact car in this color and everything over there in my, might be still in the box over there. But this was awesome. I beat this car to pieces. I'm going to lay that out because I want to see. Does that case hold 4 white trays of 12? Yeah. This case, I've got like 3 of these, I think. This needs cleaned. All this is pretty rough, but it can clean up to make a good display. Somebody was looking for one, but I always used to buy them when they was cheap. I've dropped my motor out of that other one, but anyway, I'll find it in a minute. Then we'll go over here to the next one. This is a key car, just an old, this one's been beat, but you can see what I collected over the years. I think it's the same stuff I still buy. Oh, another Matchbox Firebird there. And then another, I don't know who makes this one. It's another Firebird. This is probably an 81 model, 8081 turbo, probably an 81 model turbo. Uh, it don't even have a brand or anything on the bottom of that. No stamps whatsoever. unless they put the inside at, maybe they put the, it looks like it might be on the back side. You think they put the inside out, like turned it upside down? Because they might have put the whole thing upside down for all I know. Pretty wild. Uh, it looks like some sort of key car, so kind of neat. But I've never seen it any with no stamp, but it looked like it was stamped. I wonder if they've got the whole base put on upside down. Anyway, I don't know. Kind of neat, but Trans Ams, I just collect Trans Ams. Um, Dixie Challenger. Couldn't tell how many times that one's been roughed up. That one did have a flag tempo before. You can see some of the flag back in here, but pretty rough shape. And we got a real rider of the Baja Breaker 18 style. These aren't mint whatsoever. Oh, here you go. Here's this is a 3-pack power plower, the Harry Holler. I think they've changed the name on this thing so many times. That was the 3-pack exclusive. Of course, it's pretty rough, but if you're looking for one, I guess. Said this might have been stuff I bought years and years ago. Here's a Mercedes 380 SEL real rider. And then here's a Ferrari 308 real rider. All of them are rough, by the way. Like these are rough. But these are probably stuff that I bought and I upgraded through the years. I don't know 100% that to be true. But over the years, there's no telling what I was thinking when I was buying stuff. You know, you get a deal, buy the whole thing, or you get it, you know. Here's our next little selection there. What jumps out at me is the price on these things have went crazy lately, if you hadn't noticed. That's like mint. That's a Toys R Us Camaro. It's a white one. In good shape too. Tough piece. Like if you're looking for one, because this was a 10-pack exclusive, they had this in white, yellow, and did they have a green one, or am I mistaken? I know they had a white and a yellow. Super Cow Custom. See the bottom there? Well, it's like the y'all remember Super Cow Customs? They're just like the high wreckers basically, but they have, you know, other wheels that's supposed to snap on this one. I don't know. It don't have any other wheels or nothing in that one. There's another one sitting here next to it. This is the I have this whole collection, I believe, in the package, and I think I have them all loose. This is, I don't know what this was the Capri. It'd be a good something that you could do a little customizing on if you really wanted to. Kind of neat. This was the Ziploc exclusive. You can see a Ziploc written there on the side. This is the lighter green. There is a light green and a dark green in this variations. This is the lighter green, so I definitely have to look for a variation. See which one. I mean, it's not bad shape. If you're hunting that car, sometimes they'll get harder to find. But anyway, this is the lighter green. There's a light and a dark green. See what people are saying over there. That looks a bandit. Yeah. Camaros are in great condition. Yeah, it's almost, I mean, it's mint. I mean, I think you would almost call that mint. So, anyway, that'd be one to pull out. I know somebody will be looking for that soon. I got the yellow Toys R Us. That's cool, James. Toys R Us Camaros, white, yellow, and lime green. I thought it was green too. I couldn't remember what it was. I've been looking for them, and yeah, they have been going up. Well, I definitely want to look at this compared to most because that's pretty cool. So anyway, there's a cow custom of a split window 63 Corvette, but not perfect, but it's the real rider version of the cow custom. So Then there's another. Now this one was in a later blue card, I believe. So this was nothing crazy. Trying to make it to where these will come in. I don't know why they're not coming in. Remember these come out in a blue card. I'll put that up there where y'all can see it. Wow, here's another. They did the Cal Custom Woodies, didn't they? So there's another one that can go with the other Woodies I just had out. They actually had these in a lot of variations on the wood. So that's a real rider Woody. That can go back with this. I'll put them with these three. So that's three different colors of it right there. Go back here. So anyway, here you go. Tattoo machines. Y'all remember tattoo machines? Very cool. And got the rocket launchers and everything, and the guns and stuff on the front. It's really cool. But that's really cool there. Like I said, I'm just gonna go through these real quick. This one actually was a Surf Patrol path beater, whatever you want to call it. Trying to let it come in. Uh, and this one was an exclusive, I believe, with Aquafresh chewing gum. I mean, Aquafresh toothpaste, but I'm not 100% sure if you could only get it there or not. So, very cool. Here's the yellow 442. Not perfect. Don't have It don't have the bell on the back written. Oh, it does, don't it? It does have the bell. Never mind. It don't have the tempo on the back. Yeah, I don't have the little Chrysler tempo on there. So pretty cool. Little yellow 442. There's a Porsche, rough shape. And here's another Porsche. This one actually was at the Tattoo Machines too. Another Porsche there. Kind of wild looking with those eyeballs. So that finishes up number 2. Looks like we found one cool piece out of the second box. Let's see what we got on the next box. Let's see. Toys R Us. Yeah. I only have the yellow Cobra Cow Custom. That's pretty cool. And here's another little box of, and then we got one more down here, but that's pretty cool. And so this is just a mixture of all kinds of stuff. Here's a crack up. There's a crack up right there. Police car. It's rough shape, but it's a crack up. Kind of cool. Oh, is that a red line? Yep. There's a red line in here. Of course, this is Bobby. To me, this and the Jackrabbit Special has to be like the most red lines I think I've ever owned. It's just like you can buy these. You still buy these today in this shape, probably like $1 or $2. This and the Jackrabbit Special seems like the ones that I find all the time, like beat up like this. But anyway, it's all red line. Remember the old Dodge Omni? And then this is a BMW. This was a later blue car. I don't know what that's doing in there, but that's a BMW. Uh, Not 100% sure what it's doing in there, but it is. Oh yeah, we got a Trans Am, you know. Now this was also a blue card, I believe. Or was this one that come out of this one might have come out of no, I think, was this the one that come out of the Pontiac set? The 80s Firebird there? I can't remember. It's really cool. It's got a plastic base though. Can't remember if this was actually on card or if this was out of the track set. I mean, out of the 4-car set. So pretty cool. Yeah, it's a Evil Knievel. This is the Warpath. This one does have the metal base. Some of them have a plastic base. This was renamed, but that's the Warpath. And it is cool. I like the tempos on it. like you said, Evil Knievel is what really reminds me of. I call those whiz wheels. Not sure if that's the real name. Whiz wheels. I'm not 100% sure which one you're talking about. The whiz wheels. Sorry. Um. Then this was the. This is a chrome. It's a Camaro basically, but it's called the split and wind. I think it's called split and wind or something like that. Wind splitter or something like that. But this is basically a Camaro, and that's the chrome one. And this is a cool one right here. A lot of people collect Ferraris. This is the Ferrari Revealer. This is the one with the pink Ultra Hots. Not perfect, but if you needed one for your collection, it'll do for a pinch till you found a better one. But I think I bought this back in the day to cut the pink Ultra Hots off of it or something. But that's the only reason I can remember of having that. But oh, the blue Camaro and the oh yeah, these are called screechers. These are screecher wheels on the blue Camaro. That's what they're called in the books anyway, screechers. This is a Camaro out of the one of the sets. It's got the screecher wheels, and this was the other screecher wheel here on that one. Um, there's the Mazda. They've got this in this color, and then they also got a green metallic that's got those wheels on it. And then there's the Camaro come out of the set, and they got the old screecher wheels. They're called screecher wheels because I don't know if y'all can hear that. Well, anyway, they make that noise when they're going down the track. Sounds like they're actually running. And then so anyway, uh, that's a couple of those that come out of that. This is cool. This is a color changer. Back in the day, see my fingers already changing colors to yellow. This is one of the color changers like the Fat Fender 40 we talked about, where they called the Automagic. No, not the Automagic 2. The one behind that one that you actually got with a little, the body's plastic, but it's come with a little paintbrush in it and stuff. I had one just laying there the other day. We talked about it last week, but I don't know what I ended up doing with it. Must have moved it because I moved a bunch of stuff around. But that's pretty cool. Still working. The blue Camaro on the tray. Yeah, that's right. I have both of those screecher wheels now. I know. Yeah, no problem. And then speaking of color changers, here's another color changer. This is an 80s Camaro. I mean, a 80s Camaro. 80s Firebird color changer. Color racer. I'm sorry. Keep calling color changers. They're color racers. I had one of these when I was growing up too. This is one of the few things I played with all the time too. Hot Wheels, but also just in general, the color changers was a big thing. I really enjoyed. I remember playing with them a lot. Um, and then there's another color changer in here I'm trying to get out, the large charge, but for some reason it's wedged down in there. Right there's the large charge. I'm trying to get it out. I'm going to find something to poke it out of there with. But anyway, the large charge is in there. That's the last one in that tray. And then we'll go through the last tray here. Ooh, it's dirty down in the bottom of that. So anyway, I'll have to go through all these, decide what I'm going to keep. Most of this stuff I won't be keeping. Just a few pieces, I'm sure. And then here's the last, in the very bottom here. Just some odd and end junk, looks like. Got us a couple of flip outs to start off with. Remember the flip out van? That's very heavy. These come out way before the Ford Aerostar. But I think whoever was looking at the Ford Aerostar was like, "Hey, check out this Hot Wheel. Let's make a van just like it. We'll call it the Aerostar." Anyway, that's the flip out. And here's another flip out of this is the TV stunt team. I really like this one the best. If I get it back in there, you got your Bell helmets, Champion, Firestone there, Valvoline, little symbols. But this is a flip out. which is pretty cool. And then what do we got next? Oh yeah, we have this is the Simpsons nuclear van, and this is the basic wheel version. This van has 3 different wheels. It's got a basic, it's got a white, and it's got a black, I believe is all the different wheels. See if we can get it in there close so y'all can see the picture. Oh yeah, we're getting close, sorry. Anyway, we can almost see it. Sorry about that. Don't want to waste y'all's time, but kind of fun. Now this, I don't even know what it is. Look at this little thing. Some of y'all may know what that is. Looks like it had a little truck on it at one time. Pretty wild looking. Let's see, it says on the bottom. See what it says. Hold on. Let's see if I can come in. Oh, it looks like it's a Matchbox. It says Lesney. So some kind of Lesney truck. A little Matchbox truck. Don't know. Oh, what's it saying here? Why are those called flip outs? The very base on the bottom. I don't know if I can get that to come in. The base on the bottom, you can see there. And what you'll do is you'll take this piece of metal here and it flips over and then it clicked. You can hear it click and there's a little piece of metal there. So if this hits something, it jars that. And whenever it jars that, that whole thing flips like that real quick. I don't know if y'all can, when it hits something and it jars that right there, it hits and then it blows up and it flips around in the air, called flip outs. And both of these have that base. Um, they only run 6 or 8 total. I have all of them in the package, and I believe I have them all loose too. I only run them 1 year, one run, and that was the end of those. There's a lot of stuff like that Mattel did over those years. Of course, y'all know what that is. It's pretty rough. Not, I don't know. This one's got the hot ones. I mean, this one's got the gold hot ones on that one. This one actually come out of the. This was called the Snake Buster. This was called the Snake Buster. Come out of the Snake Buster set, I believe is what it was called. It was a He-Man car at one time, but Cannonade, I believe, was what was called originally. But that one's rough. This one right here. This one was one of the ones that was the pullback, that hooked on to the rubber band thing and it shot out. I've got quite a few of them. I actually got the set and some of these cars. I'll have to bring those out. This is pretty cool piece. This is one of the robot cars. I have these sets somewhere, I believe, if I hadn't sold them. One of the old robot cars from back in the day. This was a actual Hot Wheel. You got the Hot Wheel symbol there on the front. This was something else they only run just one, as far as I know, just one run of. And this is a robot that flips around. I'm trying to remember how it flips around. Um, he comes off, flips around. The motor and whatever is his body and his arms. And he goes back on there like he's surfboarding, basically, or whatever you want to call it, like he's surfing. And then there's a track. I have to see if I still got the track. I think I do, that these run on stuff. It's pretty neat. Something different. You don't see a lot. So something that didn't go over, I guess, very well, but there it is. There's one that's loose. Uh, but he pops on and off, and you can change his feet around on the track. Anyway, he fell, and he still made it to him. But anyway, kind of neat. Then we got a basic white Range Rover here. This was a blue numbered car. I believe it come out in 1989. It was one of the first blue numbered cars, so there might be some of these in the 88 package. Um, there's another one of the shooters. Uh, cool little set. Then we've got a McDonald's Eclipse. This was a Wastelanders 30. I think this was a race 35 race, whatever it was called. World Race 35 car from McDonald's, but nobody put the tampos on it, stickers that come in the pack on it. So it's basically just a cool looking white um, Eclipse. But I remember the main reason I bought this, I think I was going to cut the wheels off of it, put on a mini trick, because it's the only way you could get that 3-spoke wheel was a McDonald's car. But it's on a few of the McDonald's cars, but um, these may have come up now because they don't make a lot of Mitsubishis, and a lot of Mitsubishis are collectible now. So I don't know. And then the last two in here are these two right here. And you can see the two different tempo variations there on it. And these are, you got the two different bases also. So these come out in two different years, obviously, but two different tempos on it. So that was the last two cars in that case. And we went through the case now, so I know there's nothing crazy in there. I was hoping there was going to be a couple of cars I've been looking for, mainly the white Leo Hotbird. That would be my next big car that I'm looking for that I have somewhere. But anyway, that's pretty much what we'll go over for today. We won't go over this stuff down here, but I did open this box last week and we talked about a couple of things that's in this box. But something that I did find when I was going around, I'm not gonna open it today. We'll go over it next week on the live because we're already at 9:30. But this is the game. Don't ever forget to bring this game out next week. This is a foreign piece, very rare. I've only seen one other one of these. I mean, they're out there, I'm sure, but I've only seen one other one of these in person. I've seen a couple of them throughout the years online, but then I actually ended up getting a hold of one. And this is actually a board game. It's all these cards are foreign cards. I haven't opened this to see the cards because I just don't want to take a chance of messing up the package. Uh, but we'll go over that, check out the artwork, and then we'll pull the poster out. And the dice keeps falling out because I don't want to mess up the dice. But the dice is with it and the whole nine. But this one has the white Trans Am on it that we talked about the other day. And I definitely want to, I'll show this and we'll talk about this later. And this was supposed to be stapled up here. You can see the staple's still there, but the plastic has fell off. But it's a very killer piece. You just never see this stuff. And that was one of the few things I actually wanted to. We'll go over this next week because I think this is super cool. And we'll go over that next week. And I want to get this out before it gets messed up. It did have a little bit of mess up already in shipping, or maybe it was messed up before they shipped it, but probably wasn't a big deal back in the day for this game, and it got stored somewhere. But like I said, I'll pull that out next week. There's a lot of cool stuff in that, like some super Hot Wheels and stuff. And I thought, well, I'll just go over that next. Um, Let me get back over here to the chat now. Let me give me a drink. When you played with them, yeah, I had a bunch of those also. Cool. Trying to compete with Transformers, yeah. I think they were competing a little bit with Transformers, but they had basically the similar idea. Matchbox had them back in the day because I played with these cars back in the day. I'm trying to remember the names of them. They're like they were robot cars. You undone the top and the whole inside was a robot, and they were Matchbox that made them. And I played with a bunch of those when I was a kid. I've got a bunch of the bodies and the stuff over there in my original cars, but I can't remember the names of them. I'm gonna hunt those down eventually because I'd like to have at least one carded one just so I can remember what they were called. Uh, have you ever seen any of those rare orange rovers? I think it was Ness. Rare orange rovers? I've not seen a rare orange rover. I've seen a couple of rare ones of the Range Rovers that were, I think they said I want to think they said Cadbury on the side, but I can't 100% remember. But I hadn't seen the orange one that you're talking about with Nestle on the side. I'll have to look that up. Of course, that's not a casting I ever collected like hardcore, so I really don't know. But gonna play it with us. Now I'm not gonna take it out. I mean, completely out to play it, but we will definitely um, look at the poster and stuff next week. I want to kind of get it out where I have a little bit of room and I can actually show it to you. But anyway, I had a great time this week. I hope everybody had a good time here on the live, but just wanted to go over some of the stuff we ended up picking up. This week's video the next video comes out should be the uh, ponies and the Smokies. If you're into Mustangs and something cool to check out, Cadbury. It was Cadbury. Yeah, I thought it was. Pony and the Smokies. Uh, if you like Mustangs, definitely a cool show to check it out. I got a chance to see Steve Saline. He was there. That was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. We talked to Sleeper Dude while we were there, which was awesome. Talked to him and his wife. Uh, and we had a good time. But anyway, that video will be out this week. My next Hot Wheels show that I believe that I should be trying to make is probably this one. I don't know if I have one before then. But this that video should be out next week. Then this video will be come out really soon after that, probably next week, and so on and so forth. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming back and seeing me. Fun show, learn something new every time. I appreciate it. I'm glad you do because that's the main reason we do the show. I like to show some of the stuff that we find for our collection, but then I also like if y'all want to know stuff about stuff, maybe give y'all some knowledge that maybe you didn't know you wanted, but now you do. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Carol. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I appreciate everybody coming back and seeing me, and I hope that you come back next week and we'll go over some more stuff. I'm going to try to write down if this pen will not write, but I'm going to write down the bone shakers and I'm going to try to remember Cal Customs so I find it. But appreciate y'all coming back and seeing me, and I'll try to do it again next Tuesday. Thank y'all, and I'll go ahead and let y'all go. Hope to catch y'all next week. Y'all have a good one.